get palpitations and, you know, feel like you can't breathe.
I look at credit card limit as disposable income. I would be dishonest to say that I don't hide purchases from her.
Cough it up. What are you spending the money on?
She has no idea and trusts that I look after paying the bills.
If anything were ever to happen to Gerry, I probably wouldn't even know where to begin.
Money, 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 money.
I've been married to Kelley for a little over 7 years.
We have 3 children. Elliot is 17, Madison is 14, and Grace is 7. I work for a leasing company.
I'm a financial analyst.
That's always the joke in our house, that Gerry is a financial analyst and we have no money. When I go into the store and I do the little swipe and say my little prayer, my debit card's been declined.
She's called me on her cell and said, couldn't buy the groceries this week, the debit card got rejected.
So what am I supposed to do?
You know, when your wife calls you sobbing,
No,
it's upsetting.
that doesn't help.
The position that we're in today came from overspending.
We borrowed money from my mother.
We borrowed money from my sister.
I think we need help very badly. We're stuck right now.
Gail, help us out of this mess.
This month, I'll help this couple move from red to black. I've been solving money problems for over 20 years, tackling everything from high finance to low income. I help people understand money and debt, which is still a huge mystery for most folks. And it's the #1 reason couples split up. So now I'm making house calls. It's a second marriage for Kelley and Gerry, but their love is almost eaten away by money worries. They owe $128,000 in total, half of it to family. Kelley can't take it anymore. Hello.
Hi.
Gail Vaz-oxlade, nice to meet you.
Hi, Gail. This is my
Hi,
husband,
Gerry.
Gerry.
Nice to meet you.
Ooh, nice big television. Lots of food in the fridge. Good eating at home. Hi, guys.
Hi, how you doing?
How many TVs do you guys have?
She doesn't go in our walk-in closet because it's a disaster.
You know what? It's a small cupboard and it has both of their stuff in it. That is a big television. I went through all your finances, and here's what I saw. You were both married to people who were fairly controlling before. So what you've done is you've done a complete hands off each other. There's nobody in charge. Am I on the mark so far?
Bingo.
Yes.
2.5 years ago, as a matter of fact, you took a consolidation loan for $60,000. That all you've paid so far is the interest. Fast forward 2.5 years, and you're $60,000 in debt again. What are you spending the money on? Cough it up.
Well, I don't think we're really spending it on anything.
It sounds like excuses to me. The reality is you're spending twice as much money as you make.
You know, when you're hitting the nose with a statement that you're spending double what you thought, it's pretty, it makes it pretty clear as to why we're in trouble.
The other thing is that you don't seem concerned to repay your debt. So you have credit cards, you have a whopper of a mortgage, you have a fixed loan, you have a variable loan, you have car loans. Gerry, you borrowed $13,000 from your sister. And you, ma'am, you borrowed $60,000 from your mother 2.5 years ago. You guys make a good income. So what this boils down to is a lack of discipline. So welcome to my school of belt tightening and taking responsibility.
Belt tightening was, I think, what we were expecting, and I definitely think what we need.
Between the two of you, you make just over $6,000 a month. You're trying to spend $5,600 on debt repayment. Can you see where you're running into trouble? As a rule, you should spend no more than 15% of your net income repaying your debt. These folks are trying to spend 87%. It's time to get real. You're spending twice as much as you thought you were. on cable, telephone, cell phone, internet, groceries and personal care, family and gifts, bank fees, and maintenance and improvement. You're spending $14,000 a month.
A month.
A month.
We don't have $14,000 a month.
No, I know that.
Yeah.
Keep on this track, and in 5 years, you will be $850,000 in debt.
I didn't expect a number nearly that high. That's 4 of these houses that we're living in currently. That was pretty shocking.
I need you to promise me that when I ask you to do things that you're going to do them. Do I have your promise?
Absolutely.
First, we're going to trim your expenses. Then we're going to find more money to pay down the debt. And finally, we're going to figure out that fun can be free. Because this family is going on a severe austerity program. I am going to give you a series of challenges to do. You do the challenges, I'll give you up to $5,000 at the end. Miss on a challenge or two, I take money away. Then the very next thing I want you to do is go get me your credit cards. Bye-bye.
Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money.
Kelley and Gerry are spending twice what they earn. Even though together they make over $100,000 a year, they keep spiraling deeper into debt.
Some lady called from there again yesterday.
Up till now, Kelley and Gerry never talked about money, letting the stress eat away at their marriage. So now it's time to start living by my rules. For the next month, this couple will learn to live on a strict cash budget. No more credit cards. They'll complete weekly challenges to tackle their money and relationship issues. And if they're willing to change, I'll reward them with thousands of dollars. No changes, no money.
Give me the credit cards. Okay, I'm going to hang on to these. You're going to have to live on cash.
Not having any cards is a bit of a relief. When I go into the store and I do the little swipe and say my little prayer, I won't have to endure that. Can you hang on to this for me? All right. I'm really sorry about that.
I have chopped 60% off your variable spending.
Variable expenses include things like clothing, food, and entertainment, things you can control. Fixed expenses are things like your mortgage or rent or your car payment. There's just no messing with those. This family is bleeding cash. Outside of blowing money on TVs, clothing, and sports, they're spending almost $1,200 on groceries and restaurants. That's about to change.
So we're taking you from about $4,200 a month to about $1,700 a month. Food, $200 a week. Clothing and gifts, $28.75. Transportation, $118. Entertainment, $56, and $19 for other. So here we have your budget binder, and then every time you spend a penny, you write it down. Your trick, of course, will be to get to the end of the month before you get to the end of the money.
It'll be difficult, but again, we need to do it.
I brought you together as a family because you are spending money like it is water, and we have to get it under control. Here I have a list of what you are currently spending and what I want you to be spending, and you have to come up with ways, each of you, for cutting back. So, for example, Gracie's going to have electricity. You also have to do a projection for what those savings are going to mean for you over the next 5 years. Can you do it? Yeah?
I want to talk to somebody about getting the digital telephone service also and bundling it with my other 2 services. What's the cost per month? It's only $34.99. Excellent. We were spending $3,985 a month. We got to cut it by $2,000. A cell phone, and Elliot, you had volunteered to look after that.
Now, instead of text messaging, I could always just use the phone if I'm at home.
Yeah, I got your text message.
Food and personal care. We got to go from $1,200 a month down to $800 a month. Is it doable?
Well, it is. It just is going to require leaving Grace home from the grocery store a couple of trips. But you can't just have everything you ask for.
Okay, next on the list is gifts. Any ideas again?
Last weekend I went to a birthday party and I made my friend her gift instead of buying her a gift.
You have to remember that we're not poor, we're broke, and there's a difference.
So I hear you saved a bundle of money this week. Tell me all about it.
I called our cable provider and internet provider and was able to bundle call display, call answering, the whole deal. We are going to end up saving over a 5-year period is $16,000.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
How did it make you feel?
Oh, I was shocked. I was sitting there saying, $16,000, is that possible? I mean, it's...
See, it is.
It's completely incredible.
Well, show me what you came up with.
The telephone is fixed, cable's fixed cost now, the internet is now fixed cost.
Tell me what the big number is. In 5 years, what are you going to end up saving?
$24,000 a year, obviously, which equals $120,000 over 5 years.
And so you think this is...
Amazing.
Yes, it is.
You don't have to stick with the deal you signed up for. Call and bundle services or inquire about special promotions. You might end up with a great deal.
This week, your challenge will be to find a way to make an extra $600 this month, $75 a week, in whichever way you can, and it has to be sustainable. Does anything come to mind?
I used to do home parties with cooking products.
Our concern in that is that it now is going to again cut into family time because we have to go out and obviously find part-time jobs.
And how often do you golf?
4 times a week.
So are there things you could do at the golf course?
Yeah, I can talk to them. To be quite honest, I'm not looking forward to do it. And I've never had the need to have a second job, but that's what we need to do. That's what I'll do.
We got here together and we have to get out of it together. So I think he'll come around.
Once you figured out how you're going to make that $600, I want you to have a meeting with your family. Kelley, you'll meet with your mom, and Gerry, you'll meet with your sister. You'll show them that you have a concrete plan for repayment.
Coming up, this family won't know what hit them.
Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money.
Despite earning more than $100,000 a year, Gerry and Kelley are struggling. Sometimes she can't even afford groceries. They need to earn an extra $600 a month to start paying back their family loans and other debts.
That's at the high interest rate, so we got to get rid of that card as soon as we can.
Succeed and they'll earn up to $5,000 to pay down their debt.
Do you want to start writing to your sister and I'll start writing to my mom?
Yep.
My mom loaned us some money when we had moved and we were a little bit short, and I think that my mom will be proud, probably is a good word, that we're able to make good on that.
At first, the payments may seem small, but as each creditor is paid off, there's more money to go to each remaining debt until they're out of the hole in about 4 years. That will be a relief.
The money that we borrowed off you on the no repayment plan is changing to a repayment plan.
Awesome.
Today's the start, and within 2 years, you'll have all your money back, and we'll be well on our way to being out of debt. Thank you for loaning it to us in the first place.
I was glad that I could help out.
Hi, my name's Gerry. I want to be recruited as a goalie. I've contacted 9 golf courses. I have applied to 3 goalie rental agencies. Again, nothing's come through in the 5 or 6 days since the challenge has been laid, but I'm optimistic.
While Gerry tries to turn his passion into income, Kelley decides to go back to a former part-time job selling cookware at house parties.
Oh, hi. When I chatted with you the other night, I guess what you said I needed to do was to order a new kit and get started that way. I think right now what I'd like to attempt to achieve is 1 show a week.
You got any jobs this week?
I contacted 9 golf courses and put my name in.
Right.
And I also contacted, I actually play ice hockey, I'm a goalie, and I've contacted 3 services that rent goalies. 2 of them have gotten back to me. I've signed waivers actually and returned them already.
So any day now, there'll be a job.
Absolutely.
Good. Tell me how your week went.
Well, I have decided that maybe I will try and reestablish a little part-time job that I had a couple years ago selling kitchen tools.
Good.
And if I if I can book one party a week, which
Yes.
only has me out one night,
Yes.
I think that I can definitely bring in my $75.
Since Kelley and Gerry will be living on a very tight budget for the next 4 years, I've come up with a fun final challenge. This week, the challenge is going to be a relationship rescue challenge. So, Kelley and Gerry, I'd like you to go out on a date, romantic, enjoy yourselves, but talk about the money, because you have to start doing this on a regular basis. Boys, your job will be to do some research to find things that you can do out of home, seasonally, cross-country skiing in a park, whatever is free. Going to a musical event, it has to be free. Are you getting the drift? Good.
I think it has to be free.
It's got to be free. Then the girls are all going to work together to find ways to bring fun into the home. Okay? To help you get into practice, we're symbolically going to remove something.
Uh-oh.
The TVs are going bye-bye. I will leave you one in the living room. Elliot, you're going to help move them
Right now?
right now. A TV in every room is keeping this family apart. This week, it's all about togetherness.
Now what are we gonna do in our bedroom?
Have you thought of anything that you think maybe we could do?
Fish?
Go fish. That doesn't cost us anything, does it? Maybe have some fajitas and have like a Mexican dinner party or something? A piñata. And we could put it up in the backyard somewhere and take our hits at it? Wouldn't that be fun? Have you thought about anything?
I know we had a lot of fun with charades.
Well, there's a couple farms where you can go and take part and see some different animals and stuff like that.
We're gonna try and go as a family to one of your football games.
And it's free too, so it's...
Well, yeah, I don't think people would pay to see you play.
Lipstick.
Lipstick. Remembering the Alamo?
TV?
House?
Home Alone!
Oh, good job, Grace. Give me 5. You're a good guest.
Now it's time for the final part of the Relationship Rescue Challenge. Kelley and Gerry are going to have to spend some romantic time together and start talking.
Well, it's definitely been a learning experience, this month. We have to make this a lifelong thing that we do and communicate and keep track of our money better.
I just want to make sure that we keep hold of that and that we, talk about it regularly, once a week, so that we don't stumble, because it's like anything. I'm afraid the first time we stumble, it's going to be a setback for us.
Right. At the end of 2 years, we're going to be well on our way to being completely out of debt, and
I wonder if Kelley and Gerry have finally set a course for the future that will work. Hey, hold on, you're stepping into my territory here.
Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money.
Kelley and Gerry were going down fast, sinking $30,000 a year into debt. Kelley was frantic and Gerry clueless. Their challenge was to come up with an extra $600 a month to start a long journey back. Will they earn up to $5,000 to tackle their debt? So I hear you did a great job on the charades game.
It was a lot of fun.
Did everybody have a good time?
yes.
Was it better than watching TV?
It was better than watching TV this week, because we had a few arguments over the big screen.
Well, I was hoping to watch X-Weighted tonight.
I don't ask for the TV very often.
You get to pick tomorrow night.
Good. I'm glad. I'm glad you had a great time. And you can see yourselves doing more of those kinds of things in the future?
Oh, for sure.
You're going to have to.
Absolutely.
So when I got here, you were headed to $850,000 in debt. And I'm happy to say we're not going there. We've set aside $1,400 a month in your budget for debt repayment. And if you stick to that, in a year, you will have eliminated half your creditors. You will have to tighten your belt for 4 years. That's how long it's going to take you to get out of this hole. But I'm happy to say that at the end of that 4 years, the only person you'll owe money to is your mom, Kelley.
Right.
And you'll owe her half of what you owe her now. Do you remember how much I made you set aside for savings?
$400.
Right? $300 for savings and $100 for emergencies. Well, if you take that $400 and stick it in an RSP at just 5%, reinvest your tax refund, I'm happy to say that in about 25 years, that's about how long you have till retirement, you'll have over $430,000 saved.
That's incredible.
It's a nice sounding number.
This month, Kelley and Gerry have stuck to my 3-point plan and have seen a better way of living. So you did some learning this month. You learned to have fun on the cheap, and that coming together as a family and just having the right kind of spirit gets you there. You've learned that your debt has to be repaid. If you don't repay your debt, you just can't live sensibly. And you've learned that you can't spend more money than you make.
Right.
So good lessons to have learned.
Absolutely.
All right? Because you've learned these lessons, and I do believe you have, I have for you a check for $5,000.
All right.
Excellent.
Amazing.
Very good.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah.
And I have a gift certificate for you to have a lovely romantic dinner out, just the two of you, so that you can keep all this communication stuff going by lamplight.
I'm going to take that money and pay off one of the loans that we have outstanding. And when I pay that loan off, I'm going to have the best feeling in the world.
It will be a very good feeling. I think we'll have a debt burning ceremony or something.
Money, 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 money.